Here it is, the Precision Great Crate, size 2000. And there's the dog that just walked through the picture that I rescued 12 days ago. He was listed on the rescue wall as, "I am a little lady with no manners and no training." And look at that beautiful face. Look at this beautiful face. I saw her and I had to have her. Ow, ow, ow. It's telling me that I need to get this crate because it will be good for her. It will give her some safety. Kind of like a dog house. Remember when we were growing up, dogs had dog houses? So I think that's the whole idea behind it, that they will have some comfort. This will be their safety zone. And they say you never want to use this for punishment, ever. I don't know what she's doing behind me. Yikes. Tennis balls. You never want to use this for punishment, ever, ever, ever. This is supposed to be their safe zone, a place where they will go when they are scared, or a place where you can give them their toys, and when you leave, you can close it up, and they should be calm. Now, I had dogs when I was a kid, and they were never crated. They were left alone in the house. They did some damage. They did a lot of damage. And nowadays, everyone says crating is the best thing. It's humane, it's safe. And I just don't like the idea of locking this dog up. This dog was in shelters for 4 months. She spent about a quarter of her life in a shelter. So when I saw her in the shelter, I knew I wanted her. And hey, I knew I wanted her. And when I almost lost rescuing her, I was falling apart, really upset and sad. So I'm glad I've got her. I've had her for 12 days. She doesn't have manners. She has some training. She is very smart and she's learning. She is struggling to learn because she doesn't want to do what she needs to do, what she should do. And it just takes an enormous amount of patience, because it's very frustrating. What she does is extremely frustrating, and you just have to have patience to work through it. So I bought the crate because everybody told me to get the crate. Everyone, rescue people, dog trainers, everyone said this is the way to do it. So my feeling is I bought this as a doghouse. And if it gets to the point where I need to lock her up when I leave, I don't like that idea, but I think I might have to because of safety reasons, then all I'm going to do is I'm going to put her in the kitchen, and I'll close the kitchen door, and she'll flip out, but she'll get used to it, I hope. So I'm going to take this out of the box now, and we're going to see how she reacts. I don't know how she's going to react. And she's sitting on the box waiting for me to take it out. I don't know if she smells the smells from the pet store, the food store. There were no animals there. But she has wanted me to open this box since I brought it in the house. And once she gets off of the box, I will take it out. Ooh, listen to that. Sorry about the delay. The dog saw me taking this out of the box yesterday and lost it. Totally flipped out, barked. I don't know what set her off, but she was not happy. Maybe it was the sound of the metal. So the instructions don't really tell you how to assemble this, but it's not really that hard to figure out. I'm going to go right over here. This is the key thing. These hooks need to be over the top. As long as you see this, it will make sense to you when you go to put this thing together. These hooks need to be over the top. You can see that over there. When you disassemble it, this top piece will go over the hook and come apart. I'm not going to do it because I just got this thing put together, but you can see the same thing over here. This piece slides inward so that you're able to take this apart. So what I did now is I put a bed in here. Let me show you. This is my first time with a crate. So I saw this over here and I thought, well, how in the world, I know she's able to get in here, but how in the world is a dog going to jump over that thing? I just thought, why didn't they leave that flat so that the dog could just walk in? But she's over here right now. Let's see if she even walks in here. She saw it and she was this is her first time looking in there. And that's what you want to do. You just want to leave them alone. She's taking the t-shirt out. She says, I want my t-shirt. And you want to leave it alone and let the dog go in there on their own for the first 3 or 4 days or few weeks and just get used to it. This is a bed that I picked up at the pet store. It's not made for this, but it seems to be comfortable. Most important thing, you want to remove all collars. She does not want to, she's getting a little anxiety right now. I just got her. You don't want to leave the collar on because it can get hooked inside these things. The rabies piece of the name tag could get hooked inside here, or it shouldn't be able to, but some of this stuff could get hooked into these pieces and the dog could end up choking. So she's just looking at it now. This is her first time walking in there. I just set this up 5 minutes ago. It's her first time walking in, and she just jumped out. She got scared and jumped out. But that's what you need to do, is let them explore it for the first few weeks, first few days, until they get used to it. And right now, she just went into her bed. She decided, no, I don't want to be in that crate. And that's what you want to do. I said at the beginning, I have no plans at all to lock her in this thing unless I really need to. Just the thought of it breaks my heart, even though everybody says it is fine. And she might do really well in here. There's much more room than I thought. You want your dog to be able to walk in comfortably and to be able to completely turn around. And this is her favorite bed, but I don't think I would keep this bed in here. I think I would put a completely flat bedding in the pan so that she doesn't lose all this extra room here and she's able to maneuver. But you want the dog to be able to walk in and to completely turn around without banging into the thing, and you want some height so that the dog doesn't feel trapped in here. So she's looking at me now as I'm touching the crate. She was in, as I said, she was in a shelter for about 4 months, so I think she's going to pick this up really quickly. Did that make sense, really quickly? I think she's going to pick this up quickly, and we'll see. But what my plan is, what my goal is, what I'm thinking is, I just want to put her in the crate, let her have a safe doghouse type area, and get her comfortable with that, and then maybe over time put this in the kitchen, and when I leave I might need to close her in the kitchen, or hopefully she'll just use this as a doghouse so that when I'm not around she walks in here and sleeps. A lot of people put their dog in these crates and close it up and leave for 2 or 3 or 4 hours. Some people I know leave their dog in here for 8 hours a day, which is crazy. Maybe if you have a big enough crate, that would be fine. Just the thought of locking a pet up in a cage really bothers me, even though it's accepted nowadays and it's done all the time. So my review of the cage is it's extremely well made. I'm going to put the model number on. I think this is the Precision 1000 or 2000. This is made for, she's a 17-pounder, so this is a perfect size for her. And I'll let you know over time. I'll keep adding to this video until I decide to post it, and we'll see what ends up happening with the crate experience. Every single person at the rescue told me to do this. All trainers that I've talked to told me to do this. Everyone but 2 people have said, do it. Those 2 people said it was inhumane and not the right thing to do, and I wouldn't say it's inhumane. Pets are always in cages. Rabbits are in cages, cats are in cages, and they seem to acclimate really well, but emotionally it just really bothers me to lock her up. So I guess it's a personal preference, a personal choice. It depends on your pet, how they handle it, and if you're worried about property damage or you're worried about the pet getting themselves hurt. So, hey, if my videos help at all, please thumbs up, subscribe, like. If you want to leave a donation to my channel, let me know. I'll give you my PayPal info. This adoption is not cheap. Definitely not cheap. So anything you're willing to help out with, I would appreciate it, and so would she. If you want to link this to any website, that would be cool. This is the Precision Dog Crate. I do want to say that many companies make dog crates. Precision was the company that was recommended to me by everybody. They've got years and years of experience. The ends are filed down and smoothed down and rounded off so that the pet should not get injured or cut or scraped. Everything is very nicely done. Look at that rounded material, rounded pieces over here. The hinge, smooth on the ends. So it's a quality-made product. These are on their Elite, these are plastic pieces that hold this thing together. Maybe polypropylene, I don't know if that's even a word. Is that metal or plastic? I think it's plastic. On their Elite ones, they have a better type material so the thing doesn't rattle around when you're transporting it. But if you're just going to be leaving it at home, this would be fine. And I believe they also make a transport type dog crate, a travel type thing that you could put in your car so the dog is not going to flop around or jump out the window. It's tricky, but I got a treat that she wants after I just gave her some chicken for breakfast because she hates her kibble. So I got a treat now, and I'm going to put it in her crate. Look at this. She sees it. I'm going to put it in the crate, and we'll see what she does. Let's see if she goes in her crate for the first time. She's thinking. She's looking. She doesn't know what she wants to do. And that's what you want to do, is she's a little scared. If she takes it out, that's fine. And she took it out, but the thing is that she went in there. So now she knows that she can walk in and walk out without being trapped in there. And she's on the floor over here, eating her dessert. And I will do that over the next couple of days, put a treat in there. What they want you to do is have them walk in, and you give them a treat, let them walk in, walk out, and then finally you close the door. You play little games with them like they're children. But she should walk back in because she knows that it's a safe area now. She's thinking about it. She's looking at the cage. And that's just the whole process of working with your dog on a slow basis to get them to want to go into the cage. Again, really important, and I can see how dangerous this could be. Don't leave the dog alone with that collar on because it could easily get hooked on any of these things. So that is a definite safety concern that they warn you about. But you want to put the treat in there, let the dog go in, and now that she went in there, I'm just going to leave her alone. I'm going to sit next to her, sit in the room, and hopefully she'll walk in this thing over the next couple hours and relax. And I'll leave the door open and give her some time to get used to it, and then I'll start playing the treats game with her. Go in, close the door, open it up. And the other thing that's really important is that you always want to reward them for going into the cage, but you do not want to reward them for going out, because then they're going to think they're getting a reward for getting out, and they're going to cry and whine hoping to get out of the cage. So you only reward when they go in. But in the beginning, first you just want them to get used to the crate by putting your treats in, their treats in there, or your treats, and getting them comfortable with the crate. Hey, it's hard to believe, but she just went in the crate. She has been barking for about half an hour. Something is bothering her. She's really scared over something, some noise, some sound. She barked during the walk, and she's just been frightened. So I put a few treats in here during the day. She pulls the treats out. Put the toys in here. She pulls the toys out. So tonight she's really scared. So I put the bed in here, and I've got her collar on, mostly because I didn't want to take it off when she went in here or before she went in here. And I am watching her, so there's no way that she's going to be able to choke or hurt herself. But you definitely do not want the collar unless it's a breakaway collar. You don't want a collar on when they're inside here. But this is her first time in here. She looks kind of happy. I have a towel over the top. And I think the only reason she went in here is because she is just frightened tonight. Something's really bothering her, and I have no idea what. And it might be nothing. I don't hear any sounds. I don't hear any dogs. I don't know what's setting her off emotionally. I've had her for Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 14, 15, 17 days now, and she gets better day by day, but she has a really hard time later in the evening before she conks out to sleep. She gets really hyper, lots of anxiety, lots of stress, lots of leg humping, lots of throwing the toys around, tossing the bed around. So I've got a towel covering the top and the sides, and I've got the door open, and she's got a lot of room in here. The bed is kind of tall, which I think is good because she was able to walk in. When I don't have the bed in here, it's not difficult, but it's not easy for her because she's got this little metal thing. It's a little bit odd. They really should have just left that opened and not sealed at the bottom with those three rings, three rows of metal wire. So she's doing good, and I bought this thing Saturday. I think I bought it Saturday. I don't even know when I bought it. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. 3-4 days. Maybe we're 3 or 4 days for her to get in here. And I don't know how this is going to work out, but it's a long process. I called up the pet shop and I asked them if I should get her a plastic kennel type crate instead of a wire crate, and they said no, if she doesn't like the wire crate, she's definitely not going to like the kennel crate. And I've been looking online for dog houses, but most of them are really cheap or garbage or extremely expensive, and she likes to toss things around, so I'm not sure getting a plastic crate that's a few pounds would be good for her, or a plastic kennel. But I think I'm just going to complete the video. Maybe I'll update if you want to leave some comments or suggestions, but I'm not going to drag this out for weeks and weeks showing that she finally got in there and that she's comfortable. It just depends on the dog or the cat or the person who's trying to work with the animal to make this all happen, and it doesn't always happen with all pets, but I'm glad to say that she finally went in here. So thumbs up, subscribe, or like if you want to help me out with this dog, and leave me a donation so that I can get her some good food and lots of toys. I would appreciate that. I'll give you my PayPal info if you want it, and if you don't want to, that's okay too. So good luck with your dog or cat or whoever you put in this crate, and I will say that I don't think I'm ever going to lock the gate on this thing. I just don't see it happening. I would rather put her in the kitchen and close the door, but let her have a little safe house type thing. That's the whole point of this. I just don't want a crate if I don't need to, and I don't think I need to, or I don't want to. But it's a personal preference. And on that note, she says good night, and so do I. Good night. Woof.